Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English, and this is Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video we shall have the discussion of the important questions from a very famous poem titled Still I Rise from the very famous poet Maya Angelou. And I love this poem, I like this poem. So even I have done a summary, also analysis of this poem as well. So you can see the link of the summary of Still I Rise in the description box. So without much delay, let's have a discussion of the important questions from the poem Still I Rise. And this poem is also in the syllabus of the fourth semester B.A Generic English under Bangalore University and Bangalore North University, BU and BNU students. So guys, shall we begin now? The important questions from the poem Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. Now, one of the 2 marks questions here, short questions. Very first question, what does haughtiness mean in the poem Still I Rise? It means pride. The haughtiness in this poem mean here pride. Then what does the black ocean represent in the poem? The poem uses the black ocean to represent the speaker's power inherent in her blackness and the inevitability of a rise above the oppression. Then what are the gifts from her ancestors? In the poem Still I Rise, the gifts here refer to the freedom and that the poet has got due to the struggle of her ancestors. These gifts will be used by the poet and the future generation to help a people reach greater heights. So gifts here refers to the freedom which the poet has received from her ancestors, because her ancestors did a lot of struggle, and that gift will be transferred to the next generation to reach the greater heights. Now we have paragraph type questions here from the textbook. Then the very first question, which has the 3 alternate questions which may have the same answer. How is the theme of operation shown in the poem Still Arise? What is the theme of the poem? And how is the theme of hope dealt within the poem, or describe the various themes of the poem Still Arise? So I have tried to give you a very capsule answer, a very calculated answer, which can fit to all the 3 questions. Still I Rise is about self-respect and confidence. So this poem is about self-respect and confidence. In this poem, Maya Angelou reveals how she will overcome anything through her self-esteem. She knows how nothing can get her down. She will rise to any occasion, and nothing, not even her skin color, will hold her back. So the poem Still I Rise by Maya Angelou, in her similarly titled book of poetry published in 1978, focuses on the importance of perseverance and persistence. The poet describes the way people judge her, the obstacles she faces, and the adversity in her life. However, after describing any obstacle, any struggle that she meets around, she demonstrates a positive attitude, and that she does not let her problems bring her down, and she continues to rise. So she showcases here, she shows her positive attitude, and she also shows that in spite of any trouble, in spite of any obstacles, any problems, these problems cannot stop her for struggling. She will always continue to rise. She will always grow. In the poem, Maya Angelou talks directly to her oppressors about how she has overcome her difficulties. She mentions, I rise repeatedly to show that she was able to rise even after they have knocked her down. The first stanza, so now let's try to analyze the stanza wise. The first stanza of the poem starts with stating how the words have no power over her. The second stanza tells about the confidence and the positive attitude that the poet or the narrator possesses. The third stanza is a comparison of certainty of nature with her resilience and determination to rise against challenges. Then the fourth stanza tells that the society would like to see the character as weak and broken because of the struggle she has faced The society would like to see her as a very weak and broken person because she has faced so many struggles. The fifth stanza talks about the attitude she actually has and the confidence she has grown despite all the problems she had to overcome and what kind of person she is. In the sixth stanza, she's confronting those attempting to beat her down and oppose her. She's confronting those people who are trying to beat her down, who are trying to oppose her. In these lines, the narrator says that she's unstoppable. Nobody can stop her. Unseizable. No one can seize her. She will rise no matter what they say or do. The seventh stanza focuses on the importance, power, and the confidence of the narrator as a woman. The eighth stanza talks about her struggle as an American, as an African American person, and how she had dealt with them. The last stanza tells the audience about what the narrator is leaving behind and all that she has gained through her fighting and perseverance. So, in this manner, we can say that the poem Still I Rise by Maya Angelou explores many themes like oppression, hope, resilience, race, racism, sexism. So, these are the various themes we find in this poem here. Now, moving to the next question. How does Maya Angelou capture triumph in Still I Rise? Or we can say, how can you see Maya Angelou's victory in this poem? Right? So, how is she victorious here? We can say, Still I Rise, the poem is all about self-respect and self-confidence. The speaker ran through a series of statements about herself, celebrating her determination and ability to step up and move on from the personal and historical past. The poem embraces concepts that reflect African American experiences. This poem's core theme is self empowerment, courage, and determination. The poet seems to empower herself and others who, because of the oppressors, have doubted their skill, courage, and beauty, or we can say worth. The oppressor is addressed in the poem as you, by the pronoun as you, which is full of bitter, distorted lies, resentment towards the speaker, and wishes to see the speaker crumble in pain and misery. However, amid all those tactics, the speaker remains diligent, continues to rise in glory. She faces all the challenges. She welcomes the pain and misery and the determination of her African ancestors to break off the chain of injustice, not only as a Black individual, but also as a Black woman. So this is how we can say here, the Maya Angelou's victorious attitude, Maya Angelou's triumph can be seen in this poem. The question number three, this poem is a representation of color discrimination. Do you agree? Maya Angelou's poem, Still I Rise, can indeed be interpreted as a powerful representation of color discrimination, among other themes such as resilience, empowerment, and the fight against oppression. The poem speaks to the historical and the systematic injustices faced by Black individuals, particularly Black women in America. Maya Angelou's experience as a Black woman in America deeply influenced her work. The poem reflects the collective struggle of Black people against racial discrimination and oppression. I'm sorry. The imagery of the poem often invokes elements that symbolize Black culture and experience. For example, the repeated phrase, I rise, signifies resilience and the overcoming of systematic barriers which are related to the race. The poem contains the lines which directly address the historical injustice faced by the Black people. For example, quote, "You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies," unquote, quote, "out of the hurts of history's shame, I rise," unquote. So these lines reference the distorted historical narratives in the legacy of slavery and discrimination. Hence, the poem Still I Rise addresses universal themes of resilience, empowerment. It is deeply rooted in the context of color discrimination and the historical and the ongoing struggles of Black people against racism. Therefore, it is apt to say that the poem is a representation of color discrimination. Last question, which is the extra question, I thought, let me share this question. Um, Comment on the usage of literary devices. So, which are the figures of speech, which are the literary devices have been used in the poem Still I Rise by Maya Angelou? So, throughout the poem, Maya Angelou, the poet, has used a wide range of literary devices. For example, metaphor has been used in the poem in the line I'm a black ocean. In the line I'm a black ocean, where metaphor has been used, which means that the narrator had a rough life and is as strong and powerful as the black ocean. Then we have again we can see the metaphor in the expression I am the dream and the hope of the slave. That means that the new generations, including the speaker's generation, represent the hopes and the dreams of the slave ancestors to accomplish what they were unable to do it. So that means to say that the new generation, including the speaker's generation, they have all the hopes and the dreams which their ancestors have had, which they could not do, but they are going to do it. Maya Angelou has also applied repetitions to show that still I rise, signifying that whatever happens, she still will have her confidence and overcome all the obstacles that comes her way. She has used here alliteration and assonance throughout this poem to create a pattern or the rhythm in the poem. For example, the expression bitter, twisted lies. Here we find a sound here, E, which is repeated here, bitter, twisted. There's a repetition of E in the expression welling and swelling. So there's a sound A. So this is called here alliteration, and the assonance have been used here or have been applied here. Then the speaker has used here the expressions gold mine and oil wells as the symbols of wealth and confidence. So symbolism has been applied here. The speaker has also used the natural imagery, including the sun and the moon, the air, which symbolize the inevitability of her continued rise beyond the reach of the oppression. So the mood of the poem is very inspirational because of how strength and resilience are executed throughout the poem. So this is how the poet has used a wide range of literary devices, the figures of speech in this poem Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. So, friends, this is how I have tried to solve the important questions of this poem. And even I had done the summary of this poem. You can see the links in the description box. All the lessons, novella, summary has been done here, and you can go through the description box. All the videos links are available. If you like this video, click on the like button, share this video to your friends, to your classmates. If you have any comments, please do write in the comment box. Subscribe the channel if you have not yet subscribed. Thank you so much. And you can reach me at the rate of Mukesh English at the rate of gmail.com. Stay tuned with Mukesh English.